A memoir. A memoir is not a textbook. It is not a debate. It is not a lecture full of statistics. A memoir is a piece of one's soul poured into words. It is memory stitched with emotion. It is a lived journey, spoken gently, truthfully, so that the listener may feel what the narrator felt. A memoir is like opening the door of your heart, inviting someone inside, and saying softly, "Here, this is where I have walked. Come listen. This is my memoir." Not of an entire lifetime, but of a feeling I have carried for years. As I watch people attack Islam, not with sincere questions, not with curiosity, but with sharp tongues, mockery, and hollow fear, I want you to know something before I begin. Islam did not enter my life with explosions or swords. It entered quietly, like the way dawn enters a sleeping sky, gently, softly, with a light that did not burn my eyes, only illuminated what I could not see. I write this letter to you, you who insult Islam, you who fear it, you who mock my prophet, and repeat recycled lies, not to argue, but to show you what you cannot see, because behind loud hate there is often a quiet emptiness, not always, but so often, that it has become impossible to ignore. I have noticed something. Those who shout the most against Islam are the ones whose own beliefs no longer feed their soul. Their churches are empty. Their prayers feel like rituals without life. Their scriptures are treated like history books, not living guidance. And so, a bitterness grows. They see Muslims prostrating, tens of thousands circling the Kaaba in unity, millions waking up before dawn just to put their forehead on the ground. For the one who sees everything, and somewhere deep inside, something stings, something whispers. Why don't I feel that level of certainty? Why don't I feel that peace? It hurts to watch another person's faith glow when yours feels like dying embers you can't reignite. And so, the easy escape becomes attack, mock, deny, turn confusion into arrogance, turn spiritual emptiness into loud criticism. Because admitting you are lost requires humility. But attacking Islam, that requires nothing but a keyboard and an ego. But here is the part that aches the most. You attack Islam without ever giving Islam a fair reading. Not one genuine attempt, not one sincere prayer of God, guide me to truth, wherever it is. You never asked. Why do people who truly surrender to Islam find such inner stability? You never understood what it means when we say Allahu Akbar, that God is greater than everything your eyes can see. You never tasted the sweetness of standing in prayer alone at night and knowing you are not alone at all. You think we are brainwashed, but maybe we are simply washed clean of the illusions you are drowning in. So I want to tell you something. From the depths of my heart, Islam is not a religion you can evaluate from documentaries and news reports, but you must taste it like honey. You cannot insult honey from across the room and claim it is bitter without ever tasting a drop. Islam is not understood by reading headlines. Islam is understood by reading your own soul. When you finally bow your head to the ground and say, "O Creator, I am yours." But yes, there are Muslims who do not represent Islam well. Angry, rude, uneducated in their own faith, defensive and impatient. They are spiritually empty too. Not because Islam failed them, but because they never drank deeply from it. They inherited the religion, but never surrendered to it. They carried the name Muslim, but their inner world is hungry. Faith is not found in identity. It is found in surrender. Some Muslims forgot that. And so the Islamophobe says, "Look at them. See how hypocritical they are." But if a man misuses a medicine, do you blame the medicine or the man? Let me tell you what Islam gave me. It gave me a map, a compass, a sense of direction. In a world where everyone is spinning, it taught me that God is not far. He is closer than my jugular vein. It taught me that every breath is recorded, every tear is noticed, and every injustice will be answered even if not in this life. It taught me that my soul is more real than my skin. It taught me that the world is a temporary garden and we are travelers passing through. It taught me that nothing I love will stay, except the one who created all love. It taught me to free myself from the approval of people and bow only before the one who created them. It gave me peace. Not because life became perfect, but because I finally understood why I exist. And this is what I wish you knew. You think Islam is a threat to your freedom. But Islam is freedom. Freedom from worshiping trends. Freedom from vanity. Freedom from social pressure. Freedom from spiritual loneliness. Freedom from constantly reinventing morality based on desires and politics. Freedom from being your own false god. Islam frees the soul by teaching it to kneel before the source of all power. I am not writing this memoir to convert you. Islam forbids that. There is no compulsion in Islam. The Qur'an says it clearly. Because faith cannot be forced into a locked heart. Even if I wanted to push you toward belief, what use is a body that bows while the soul stands stiff with resistance? Islam, in its essence, is not a label. It is an Arabic word meaning to surrender, to submit, to align every beat of your heart with the one who created it. And that creator, we call him Allah in Arabic. He was called Alaha in Aramaic, the language of Jesus, and Aloha in ancient Hebrew. Different tongues, same eternal one. So I cannot force you. I can only invite. I can only speak gently, and let truth settle where it is welcomed. Because real faith begins the moment your soul whispers, not out of fear, but out of recognition. This is the one I have been searching for my entire life. I am writing it because the anger in your words has always sounded like pain. And pain deserves compassion, not more arguments. If your hatred of Islam is truly based on truth, then study it. If it is based on trauma, then heal first. If it is based on media, then widen your sources. If it is based on politics, then separate governments from God. But if it is based on spiritual emptiness that you cannot name, then I invite you to ask yourself a silent question. What if I am wrong about Islam? Just hold that question. Not as a threat, but as a door. A door that might one day open to peace. I end this memoir with something very simple. If you ever want to know Islam, remove every Muslim from your mind. Remove every YouTube debate. Remove every news report. Just read the Qur'an alone. In a quiet room, with a sincere heart, say, Creator of all things, if this is your word, let it speak to me, and then listen. Maybe, just maybe, you will discover that the peace you mocked was the peace you were searching for all along. And if you listen to all of this and still choose hate, then know this, your hate will change nothing about Islam. It will not dim the light of a billion prayers rising before dawn. It will not silence the Qur'an being recited in every corner of the earth. It will not stop us from loving our Prophet with a devotion you cannot fathom. It will only deepen your emptiness. But if one day your heart softens, if one day curiosity replaces anger, Islam will still be here, unshaken, merciful, waiting for you to finally ask, what if the truth was never the problem? What if it was me?